A big part of this is to focus on the what, not the how. Now, if you're anything like me, maybe you love a little control. And if you could just get in there and orchestrate how every single thing would fall into place, you might want to do it. However, that's just not the way the world works, and I think it's for the best. I've had so many dreams where I'm so glad that I couldn't control everything because it showed up more creatively and better than I could have imagined. And I actually have started to believe that is just the law of the universe, that you cannot predict how something is going to happen. So I'll give you an example. My husband and I currently spend half the year in Europe and half the year in the United States. And one summer we set out to find our summer home, the place that we loved, where we felt like we could swim every day, like go on walks that were in this beautiful shaded long walkway. We had this whole list of things, like somewhere that felt beautiful and elegant but very relaxed, somewhere with the walk, somewhere that felt like small because we wanted to feel, relaxed and peaceful in the summertime, somewhere that like was a new modern kind of place, and we had this whole like crazy list if you really think about it for Europe, and we had some ideas of cities we would check out, but we just could not find the one that seemed to speak to us. Like over and over again, we're like, it's not quite right. It's either too big of a city, the building isn't quite right. And so on the very last day, checking out this one country, we saw a YouTube video for this couple who said, oh, we're in this one town. It's got a great like Portofino, Lake Como type vibe. And we were like, well, it's 20 minutes from where we are. We have nothing to lose. Let's just check it out before we fly out of this country and we like abandon our search, So anyway, we went. Turned out to be this town that we had never in our lives heard of, never heard mentioned before. And it became this place that we instantly got that heart feeling of like, this is it. There's this long, beautiful walk around these beautiful shaded peninsulas under these trees and the clearest sparkling water that we swim in every day of summer. There's a little farmer's market every morning. And the craziest part is we booked this Airbnb that was brand new, that had never been lived in, and lo and behold, it was like our dream place. It was completely freshly renovated for this Brit that was going to be living there with his family, but got called back to the UK because of Brexit, and he actually ended up wanting to sell it so he could start his life in the UK and not be then managing this home down in somewhere else, countries away that he would have to like work on from hours away, right? So it ended up being this scenario that we could have never ever imagined, but it was everything that we had made this list of because we were so clear on the what. So everything was done. It was like we got this place that we were the first ones to ever stay in. Everything in it was brand new. We had multiple sets of like sheets and towels and everything because it was gonna be an Airbnb, since this guy ended up having to move away after making it for his family. And it's in this town that we'd never even heard of, but that every day, like I float in the water, in the sea at evening time, and I look up and I could like cry, feeling so much gratitude for this place and this life that we live here. And so I just share that as an example of like, you don't have to worry about the how. You often cannot even predict it. I had no idea about this town when we even began our search. I just had a list of the what's that I desired. And the same thing with bringing in New York, with bringing in my dream love, with bringing in goals in business, and in abundance, and like stretching into bigger and bigger goals. So obviously, like, things don't always go the way you plan, but even those are probably redirects to actually guide you to the dreams that are meant for you. And maybe it's just a little detour and you can't see it, but you're still on the path to your dream. It's just a few years later, or it's going to happen better. So the point of this is to relax about the how, focus on the what, because oftentimes you cannot even plan the how as good as life can for you. Like, whenever things seem like they're falling apart, I like to imagine it as the universe rearranging things to bring me like what I desire, or what is the best, highest good for all, in its own perfect way. Like, it might just take rearranging, creating chaos of certain like environments, situations, jobs, relationships, you don't know, but it could just be reassembling them into something really beautiful for you. So focus on the what you want, make your list of what it looks like, get so clear on the detail, and then relax about how and allow some magic inside the creation process.